Bears are among the largest and most powerful land predators on the planet. They are found across North America, South America, Europe, and Asia, living in everything from tropical rainforests to frozen Arctic tundra. There are 8 species of bear alive today, and while some are surprisingly docile, others are responsible for hundreds of human deaths every single year. In today's video, I will be ranking 9 of the most well-known bears on the planet, from least deadly to deadliest. I'll be judging them based on a few key factors: how large and powerful they are, how aggressive they are toward humans, how likely they are to come into contact with people, and most importantly, how many people they actually kill. Without further ado, let's take a look at our first species. To kick things off, we're heading to the bamboo forests of central China, home of the giant panda. And yes, before you say anything, pandas are bears, fully classified members of the bear family, and it shows in their build. Adult males weigh up to 350 pounds and reach around 6 feet in length, and they have a bite force strong enough to crack through dense bamboo all day long. So why is the panda at the very bottom of this list? Because despite all that physical capability, giant pandas are naturally non-aggressive animals that spend most of their time eating, sleeping, and avoiding confrontation. They are shy and solitary, and in the wild, they will almost always retreat from humans rather than confront them. There has never been a confirmed fatal panda attack on a human being. That said, pandas are not the cuddly stuffed animals most people imagine. At Beijing Zoo, a panda named Gugu attacked 3 separate visitors between 2006 and 2009, all of whom had entered his enclosure, uninvited. In one incident, Gugu bit down on a visitor's legs and would not let go until zookeepers pried his jaws apart with tools. The man later said he never imagined a panda could be so vicious. The giant panda earns the number 9 spot. For our next bear, we're crossing the Pacific to South America, specifically to the Andes Mountains. This is the home of the spectacled bear, also known as the Andean bear, and the only bear species native to South America. The spectacled bear gets its name from the distinctive cream or yellowish markings around its eyes, which vary between individuals and can look like a pair of glasses. Males weigh between 220 and 340 pounds and reach around 5 to 6 feet in length. They are excellent climbers and feed mostly on fruits and vegetation, making them one of the most herbivorous bears on this list. When it comes to danger to humans, the spectacled bear is among the most docile in the world. They are shy and elusive, and when approached by people, they almost always retreat, usually by climbing a tree. Attacks are virtually unheard of, and there are no verified accounts of a spectacled bear ever fatally attacking a human being. They are absolutely capable of causing serious injury if cornered, but in practice, these bears do everything in their power to avoid that situation entirely. The spectacled bear slots in comfortably at number 8. Now we're heading to the tropical rainforests of Southeast Asia, from northeastern India through Thailand and Malaysia. This is the domain of the sun bear, the smallest bear species in the world and one of the most underestimated. The sun bear weighs between 60 and 175 pounds and reaches around 4 to 5 feet in length. It gets its name from the golden crescent marking on its chest. What it lacks in size, it more than makes up for in attitude. The sun bear has large curved claws built for tearing into trees, and a loose neck that allows it to turn almost completely inside its own skin and bite back even when grabbed. People who spend time in the jungles of Southeast Asia consistently describe sun bears as one of the most feared animals to encounter, more feared in some areas than tigers. Sun bears rarely attack humans, but when they do, the injuries are serious. A study in India recorded 33 human casualties from sun bear attacks over a single decade, with most injuries concentrated on the face and head. Because their habitat increasingly overlaps with human settlements and farming communities, encounters are becoming more frequent. The sun bear's small size keeps it at number 7. For our next bear, we're heading to North America, home of the most common bear on the continent, the American black bear. With an estimated population of around 800,000, black bears are found from Alaska and Canada all the way down into northern Mexico. Chances are, if you live in North America, there is a black bear not too far from you right now. American black bears are medium-sized, with males typically weighing between 200 and 400 pounds. Despite their name, their coats can range from jet black to brown, cinnamon, blonde, and even a blue-gray in parts of Alaska. They are the least aggressive bear species in North America and are generally quite shy around humans. Most encounters end with the bear walking away. But do not mistake shy for harmless. Since 1900, black bears have killed 61 people in North America. And crucially, unlike grizzly bears, where most fatal attacks are defensive, the majority of fatal black bear attacks are predatory. The bear is actively hunting the person. If a black bear is following you, making direct eye contact and not backing off, do not play dead. Fight back as aggressively as possible, make noise, and do not stop. Playing dead will get you killed. The American black bear's low overall aggression and relatively infrequent fatalities earn it the number 6 spot. For our next bear, we're crossing the Pacific to Asia, where we'll meet the Asian black bear, also known as the moon bear. It can be found across a wide range from Iran and Pakistan through India and Southeast Asia. The Asian black bear looks similar to its American cousin, but is stockier, with large rounded ears and a distinctive white or cream crescent on its chest, the source of its moon bear nickname. Males typically weigh between 220 and 440 pounds and reach up to 6 feet in length. But what truly separates the Asian black bear from its American relative is its temperament. Wildlife experts, hunters, and forest workers across Asia consistently describe it as significantly more aggressive and unpredictable. The numbers back this up. In Japan alone, 851 people were attacked by Asian black bears in a single 10-year period, resulting in 13 deaths. Attacks are rising sharply year on year. In 2023, Japan recorded its highest ever number of bear-related fatalities. In India and other parts of its range, human-bear conflict is increasing every year as forests shrink. If you encounter one, do not run and do not climb a tree. Asian black bears are excellent climbers. Make noise, back away slowly, and carry bear spray if you are in known bear territory. The Asian black bear's significantly higher aggression and rising attack rate earn it the number 5 spot. Now we're heading back to the Indian subcontinent, to the forests, savannas, and scrublands of India, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. This is the home of the sloth bear, and while it might look like a slow-moving insect eater, the sloth bear has one of the most fearsome reputations of any bear on this list. The sloth bear weighs between 120 and 310 pounds and reaches around 5 to 6 feet in length. It has long, shaggy fur, a mane around its face, and enormous curved claws built for tearing open termite mounds. It looks ungainly and slow, but when startled or threatened, it launches into an explosive charge almost instantly, with virtually no warning. Unlike most bears that will bluff charge first, the sloth bear tends to make physical contact immediately. It rears up and goes directly for the face, using its claws and teeth to cause catastrophic injuries. Survivors frequently lose eyes, noses, and large sections of their face. The numbers are alarming. Over the past 2 decades, sloth bears have mauled thousands of people across India, killing hundreds. In Madhya Pradesh alone, sloth bears killed 48 people and injured 686 others in just 5 years, between 1989 and 1994. According to Polar Bears International, despite numbering only around 20,000 individuals in the wild, sloth bears are responsible for roughly a dozen human deaths every year. The locals of rural India fear sloth bears more than tigers. If one charges you, experts recommend playing dead and covering your head and face. The sloth bear's explosive aggression and high human death toll earn it the number 4 spot. We have reached the top 3, and this is where things get seriously dangerous. At number 3, we have the grizzly bear, one of the most iconic and feared predators in North America. Grizzly bears are found in Alaska, Western Canada, and small pockets of the Rocky Mountains. Males typically weigh between 400 and 790 pounds, with some large Alaskan coastal grizzlies pushing well beyond that. They stand around 3.5 feet at the shoulder, but can rear up to 8 feet on their hind legs. They have a distinctive muscular hump on their shoulders, packed with power and front claws that can reach 4 inches in length. Grizzlies are omnivores and will eat just about anything they can find. berries, roots, fish, insects, and mammals. In coastal Alaska, they are famous for gathering at rivers during the salmon run, pulling fish straight out of the water with their bare paws. But come autumn, a grizzly will eat up to 20,000 calories per day to build fat reserves before hibernation. A comprehensive, scientific study tracking brown bear attacks globally between 2000 and 2015 recorded 664 attacks worldwide, resulting in 95 fatalities. In North America specifically, roughly 2 to 3 people are killed by grizzlies every year. The most dangerous scenario is a surprise encounter with a mother grizzly protecting her cubs. These attacks come with explosive speed and ferocity, and a grizzly can cover ground at 35 miles per hour. You will not outrun one. If a grizzly attacks you defensively, play dead and face down. Stay completely still until the bear leaves. But if the attack is predatory and the bear keeps coming, fight back with everything you have. The grizzly's size, power, and confirmed kill record put it firmly at number 3. We are down to the final 2, and both of these bears are in a completely different class. At number 2, we have the Kodiak Bear. The Kodiak Bear is a subspecies of the brown bear found exclusively on the Kodiak archipelago off the southwestern coast of Alaska. Thanks to extraordinarily rich food sources, particularly salmon, and thousands of years of relative isolation, the Kodiak has grown into something remarkable. Males routinely weigh between 800 and 1,400 pounds. They stand up to 10 feet tall when upright. The Kodiak is the second largest bear on Earth and one of the most powerful land animals alive, noticeably larger than its mainland grizzly cousins. So why is it at number 2 and not number 1? Because despite its colossal size, the Kodiak lives on remote, sparsely populated islands with very little human contact. Because of this isolation, attacks are rare. There has been only one confirmed fatal Kodiak bear attack in the last 75 years. About once every other year, a Kodiak injures someone, almost always after a surprise encounter. Do not mistake low attack frequency for low danger. A 1,400-pound bear with 4-inch claws can kill with a single swipe. It simply does not encounter enough humans to rack up a high body count. The Kodiak earns the number 2 spot. For our final bear, we're leaving the forests and mountains behind and heading to the frozen Arctic. The sea ice of Alaska, Canada, Greenland, Norway, and Russia. This is the world of the polar bear, the largest land carnivore on Earth, and the only bear species that actively hunts humans as prey. Adult polar bears weigh between 800 and 1,300 pounds and stand up to 10 feet tall. They are built purely for hunting, with a narrow, elongated skull, paddle-shaped paws for swimming, and white fur that makes them nearly invisible against Arctic ice and snow. And unlike every other bear on this list, the polar bear is an obligate carnivore. It must eat meat to survive. When a polar bear looks at you, it is not deciding whether to defend itself. It is deciding whether you are worth the energy to kill and eat. Between 1870 and 2014, there were 73 confirmed polar bear attacks, resulting in 20 human fatalities and 63 injuries. That may sound low, but these attacks happen across one of the most remote regions on Earth. Research shows that 88% of fatal polar bear attacks were predatory. The bear was actively hunting the person. In 83% of fatal incidents, the bear consumed part of the human. No other bear on this list comes close to those numbers. Climate change is now pushing polar bears further onto land and closer to human communities as sea ice disappears, meaning encounters are only going to increase in the years ahead. The polar bear's status as the only bear that actively hunts humans as prey, combined with its colossal size and overwhelming predatory attack rate, make it the undisputed number 1.